Hey, look at that beautiful windshield wiper. Just for Tom. Drive him crazy watching that thing. I was gonna tear it off, but I didn't. So, this stuff is this stuff. Same stuff I cut the other day. Maybe not as dusty as I thought it was. I don't know. We're gonna find out. Bad thing is the wind's blowing like crazy, and I guess the good thing is I'm not going very fast. If I was moving along faster, those windrows would have a chance to start blowing apart. But one thing by going really slow, they're getting a chance to kind of pack together. Really surprised those two fields I baled earlier weren't scattered all over with the wind. But they seem to be pretty good. They were just flattened out from set, made them a little wide, but still picked them up clean. That's what counts. Just stopped when I was over in the corner by their horse barn over there. Guy standing there watching me, so I stopped and had a little talk with him. That was the new owner's dad. Actually, they're co-owners in this place, apparently. That's what he said. Said they bought it together. That's fine. Property around here costs so damn much money anyway that I don't know how anybody can buy it by themselves. He might be lost. Nice little reefer container, though. Maybe he saw the sign saying he couldn't go the other way on the highway and didn't realize by going past here to get there, he's still going on the same stretch of road that you can't take longer trucks on. Who knows? Anyway, oh yeah, and here's how this hill is. I've actually been having to put this in four-wheel drive up here to turn and go up the hill. So I'll probably get you some. I think I'm gonna finish this up. I think I'm gonna go back and get the baler and probably get it in bales tonight. So I'll get you some more then, most likely. Otherwise, this will go with tomorrow. You don't hear no background music. There isn't any. It's your imagination. In case you do hear it, I hope you enjoy it. So, yay. Square Tire Express again. I don't know, I'm probably doing about 9 miles an hour and getting bucked around a little bit. Not too bad. Only made it half a mile so far. Trip home ought to be better. That's the one disadvantage to having the big tires on the square baler, on the big balers anyway. They definitely get flat spots. And yeah, you heard a ding. I don't know what it was. That was my phone, but there's one of these nice wide roads. Oh, downhill. If the phone wasn't bad enough, me bouncing around's even worse. So let's see, I got what? Oh, about 3/4 of a mile to go with this. Uphill though, I can speed up. Makes a big difference. Helps smooth the tires out if I go a little faster uphill. So, I was going to show you something here. This place here to the right, not this field, up here, nursery. Used to be Glenn Walter's nursery. 50-acre patch here that they actually bought. One of the last pieces I think they bought. They sold out to Ameriscape. Of course, like everything else around here, sold out to a New York company. I don't know if Ameriscape's still around or not. They sold everything off here, or most of it. But we used to farm this place. Grew dryland alfalfa there quite a bit. It actually meets corner to corner with the northeast corner of our place. And we farmed the next place up here before the end of the road, which was another 60 acres, I think. Which actually was both sides of the road, just up here. 60 on one side and I think 30 on the other, something like that. All nursery. Anyway, this 50 acres here, when they were handing out water rights in 1953 and 1954, This was given rights about 2 hours ahead of us. That's the way they did it. They worked their way upstream. And if they weren't used, they didn't count. So Glenn Walters bought this. First thing he did was put about a 150 horse pump in the creek, start filling a big pond to water out of the pond. That way, they were watering out of their pond as far as anyone knew. Across the road up here, across the highway, they stuck 3 irrigation wells in an area that all the irrigation wells were shut down 40 years ago. Well, probably 50 years ago now. If you can see the water running in the ditch here, that's probably about right for the runoff from what they're doing there, but there's a couple pipes that come out of the end of the ditch in a few places that they're not runoff from where they're watering. They're out of those wells, and they run into the ditch over here and down to a pond. Not exactly copacetic. And Glenn Walters, he was going to try to shut our water rights off, and it was brought up to the state that those rights have never been used. They don't count. Oh, Glenn wasn't too stupid. He had a couple of boys. Sent one of them to school to be a lawyer, dealing in land use, and sent the other to be a doctor. That's the only reason that old SOB lived so long. His family still owns where that house is down there in that piece of property, because as long as his family owns that, the deal about the water rights on that property out of the creek is tied up in litigation. They can pump all the water they want out of there. The state can come through and shut us off because we have rights on the creek. They can shut us off if the water levels get too low. They can shut everybody above us off if the water levels get too low. But because that's litigation, they can't shut them off. Brilliant, huh? Well, so far, we got water. So far, they haven't pushed it with us. Yeah, I know, I'm still crawling. I just thought I'd bring up that tidbit. And the place I'm going to is literally right in front of us. Same address number as we are, just on a different road. Got to talk to the owner yesterday. It's a new owner. I've talked to him on the phone a couple of times. Finally met him and his dad yesterday. And there's a little patch up here that's part of it that we used to take hay off. It ain't much. It's right on the creek bottom. It's actually pretty good grass. It ain't so good this year because it's all down right now. But it shouldn't have any gophers in it. There might be some moles, but there shouldn't be any gophers. So I can tip her down and cut her low and get everything, I hope. And yeah, I'm being nice to people along here. I'm moving over way farther than I should. But they ain't got a choice either. They got a bank. Yeah, driveway to the guy's house is right there on the other side of the bridge. And the little field I got to cut over and cut yet is literally right here across the bridge. That's like 1.5 acres or 2 acres, but what the heck? It'll make good cow hay. Nice and green. There's Mom's internet guy. Ain't too bad a piece to cut. It's more of a pain in the butt to bale, especially with offset baler, because it's got 2 little necks in it, and you get in your way. It runs back there a little bit. There's a spring in it that should be dried up enough to cut through, and that grass is probably at least 4 feet tall. It's just laying down. Oh yeah, there's a creek. Can you see it? Fire department used to have a suction line in the creek right here. Wouldn't do any good anymore. Used to be where we filled engines years ago. And there's the field I'm going to. So I will let you go because I got to, number one, get in there, and number two, get started going. And hey, he came out and mowed some of that junk yesterday. Cool. All right, I'll get you some more. I left here yesterday after raking it. This stuff was just plain too dry to bale. So I figured chase the dew this morning. I don't want to do it when the dew's heavy, but we didn't have a real heavy dew, and it's 9:30 right now. First round, moisture was what I expected. It was from like 9 to 12%. The second round, well, we're hitting 30%, 24%. Now, granted, that meter's usually off on this, so realistically, it's probably not over 18%, but it's like, well, that's weird. So, there's 2 rounds done. Worst part on the hill behind me. As you come over the hill, the way I'm going, it breaks over, and you're sideways when it breaks over. I get a little attached to the seat, we'll say. At that point, I'm not worried about the tractor, but there ain't nothing to keep that baler from going on over. It's only 10 foot wide. Tractor's 12.4. Baler's got a little height to it. And now the fun part, get turned around and get corners out of the way. And I don't have quite enough room to get turned, so I'll just mess up a couple windrows doing it. I mess myself up later because I'm not going to back around. And kind of interesting, the flag for number 5 today is wiggling funny, but the last 3 bales when it's been wiggling funny, all got all their twine. So, I don't know. As long as they got all but number 3. So, anyway, I'll probably bring you back. Well, I lied. It wasn't number 5. It was number 4. The twine was wrapped around the base of the bill hook. I should have known that. You know. But, I don't like it when there's 2 together that are not connected. Or, yeah, not tight. So that puts 3 and 4 on a few bales. There's enough twine there, it's just a matter of adding a foot or 2 to it and retie it. Just gotta make sure and find those bales when I go to pick them up. One I'm standing on end right there, because that's how I got it off the back of the baler, so I could turn around and come back in the corner and stop and check it. So, anyway, hopefully the rest of this goes better. And yeah, I'm screwing around here because I couldn't make the corner to go to the other corner. I had to turn this way. Now I got room. Wiped out a windrow and I got room to make the corner and come over here. Well, pretty much got room. That little rattle sound you hear every now and then is the U-joint getting a little farther than it wants to be. Pretty much impossible to really go too far with it, because in order to do that, that tire right there, or its ball made on the other side, end up in the baler and probably tear the tongue off, you know, little stuff like that. So anyway, I'm probably going to call this good. This is going to be like a 12-minute video maybe. That's long enough, right? So this would go a lot quicker if it was smoother, but you know, I'm just gonna bounce my way along. My moisture's still going crazy, and everything on my monitor up there is kind of indicating it's a little tough, but not near what the meter's saying. So this one being at 21, I'm not worried about that. That kind of translates to 15 or 16 usually. If it reads less than 10, I usually can't make a bale. Because, well, if we take the probe and hit it, we end up with about 3 or 4%. So, Anyhow, taking some wads on the corners, having some fun. So with that, we'll see how the service is over here in this field. I may just put this one up now rather than wait till I get home. So thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't, please. And I'm probably going to do another one later. We'll see.